Welcome, one and all, to the Just Too Sweet Show, brought to you by Cinesport.com. My name is Big Daddy Cool Tim Tabala. My tag team partner is MIA at the moment, but hopefully he'll be joining us very soon. We got producer extraordinaire, the boss himself,
What
back
up?
for another week.
How's it going?
This way. Where are we? We have Bert, the next big thing, up in the corner. What's going on?
Yo.
And of course, we got Hollywood Dave bringing up the rear. No pun intended.
What is up? Definitely no pun intended there.
It is WrestleMania week, ladies and gentlemen. WrestleMania week, and it does not feel like WrestleMania week at all. It is a shitty time. Yeah, usually this week we getting all pumped up watching Raw, watching SmackDown, getting ready for the big event. But this damn virus is ruining everything. They're going on at WrestleMania. It's going to be a 2-day non-crowd show. It's going to be very interesting to watch. I'm actually excited to watch it. What about you guys? You guys going to be watching? Are you excited? Are you not excited?
I'm watching.
But is there?
I'm interested. I'm interested to see how they're going to pull it off.
You think it's going to be a disaster, or you think they're going to pull it off?
I don't think it's going to be a disaster because there's a lot of matches. They're split up in 2 days, so you're not going to have that issue of this is going on like last year where it was like 6-7 hour WrestleMania. Like this is going to be probably 3 hours each night. I don't know how they're going to split up the matches. But they're obviously going to do the best that they can to make sure that each night they have a really 2 or 3 really, really good matches. But let's see. I hope they can pull it off because, like I said, they're doing the best that they can with the circumstances that are going on. So let's see what happens.
Dave, what do you think?
Well, I'm gonna be watching. This is always like a birthday tradition. My birthday's actually on Sunday, so it's always like a tradition around like me either going or watching. So I'm definitely going to be watching. Do I know if they're going to pull it off? I don't know. I feel like the whole thing for WrestleMania is the build. And I've seen like a couple things on Instagram, for example, and they're showing like the matches that are going to happen. And I'm just like, I think it's like Bobby Lashley versus who's he fighting? I forgot who it is, but it's like Aleister Black. And there's no build for that. It's like Bobby Lashley has been off TV for how long now?
Yes, since Rusev.
So there's a lot of things. Yeah, so like I said a couple of weeks ago, the commentators really have to do a good job because if not, they might lose you on some of these matches.
Well, the one thing that they've stepped up on has been promos. This has been the best thing ever for these wrestlers to come out with promos because they're sitting in that empty arena with no crowd, and they've been really nailing these promos, and that goes for AEW as well. Promos have been fantastic. Mm-hmm. So,
yeah.
When you hit that entranceway and you hear crickets, it's going to be really weird to see these wrestlers playing to nobody. So it's going to be very, very odd. But yeah, I'm looking forward to excuse me, Corona, especially for being alone. And I'm probably going to celebrate by getting some disgusting fast food and just be a complete gluttony to myself since I'm going to be by myself.
That's it.
What else can you do? Is there one in particular match that we're all looking forward to? Because I don't think I have one match that I really want to see.
The only one I'm looking forward to is Edge and Randy Orton. Honestly,
that's a good one.
Just to see how Edge moves in the ring. Plus the build up for that, I think that's been one of the actual feuds that's been building up for a while. They've been doing a good job of. Like that promo he cut last night. Very, very good.
Yeah,
I'm
very good.
Fun and Goldberg just to see are they finally gonna give Braun this championship, or are they just gonna have him drop to Goldberg like he's done to Lesnar and Roman?
Now, was that officially announced? Because last night on the show at the end, they still said Roman was fighting. Where was this announcement made?
Well, he announced it on Twitter.
On Twitter,
that Roman wasn't gonna compete in it. He was gonna pull out of the match, and WWE hasn't technically announced it yet because the thing is, with WrestleMania, they've already taped it because people can't go anywhere because they were trying to hold out to make it to have it live, but they couldn't. So obviously they end up taping it. So we're not going to know until this weekend when it airs. But everything's already been taped. All the matches have already happened. They've been very good at keeping spoilers. But
They might
they
just stay
haven't
on
officially.
SmackDown on Friday.
Either that, or they're probably going to save it for maybe the day of. Like maybe they film the angle where like something happens and then Braun is like a surprise opponent or whatever.
I don't know. It's going to be very interesting to see. And yeah, because I said I'm watching all the matches last night, flashed across the screen, and it still said Roman. I'm like, well, what the hell is this Braun announcement supposed to be? So is it supposed to be a surprise? Like he's going to hit the ring?
Like I said, it might be, or maybe on SmackDown.
All right. Well, that's going to be interesting then. Will Braun get his due? I sure as hell hope so. Just because I want Goldberg gone. Just gone. I want him out. He's gone.
Oh.
Oh.
We lost him.
I got Arick.
Yeah,
Go. Me.
Oh.
Did you lose me again?
He's alive.
No, you're there.
You're back. You're good.
You just went black for a second.
Mm.
What was he trying to say? What is going on?
No, he's gone.
That all right. There it is.
Okay.
I don't have it. I guess you just. I was actually looking earlier about some of the matches, and yeah, Orton and Edge would be the one for me because that's my
your guy,
my day
right?
wrestling.
Your guy.
Orton's one of my guys.
I mean, it's good. I mean,
This is one of
Orton,
your good guys.
Oh look,
And I'm
you
like,
guys were talking. You guys were. Oh my god. You guys were just talking about the good promos, and they just tweeted out like a little poll: who had the best promo this week? Edge, Kevin Owens, Lesnar and Heyman, or The Undertaker?
I only saw Taker. So
I only
promo.
saw Taker's. I bet Edge's was pretty good too.
Yeah, Edge has this. I don't know if it's because he's lost weight, but he's always had this thing with his eyes. But especially now, since he's in better shape and he's lost a little more weight on his face, like his eyes in that promo were like it's like looking right at you, which is like a real big thing with promos, especially trying to deliver one with that emotional impact and stuff. So
Arick called me and everything went haywire.
Yeah.
audio went out, picture went out. I don't know what the hell happened. I sent him the link. He should be coming on any second now.
Okay, cool. Yeah, we were just talking. I
What?
was as we were filling in some air. I was. They just tweeted out a question: who had the best promo? It's funny that you guys were just talking about it. It was a choice between Edge, Kevin Owens, Lesnar and Heyman, and Undertaker.
Oh, for this week.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
that is a good one. They're all. I'm telling you, all
Taker
the promos.
gave me flashbacks, man.
I got to see the Edge promo just by the look on his face.
Yeah, Edge is just angry.
With the bike?
Crazy.
I don't know.
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised.
It's going to be interesting to see who jobs to who this year.
Man, imagine him coming out on the motorcycle and having no pop.
There he is.
Like that in a normal stadium.
It's a waste.
Well, at least he'll have some sound.
Hey.
Hey yo.
Hey guys,
Hey yo.
About damn time.
Yo.
sorry.
I know you gotta restock that toilet paper, but come on.
Ooh. There's some angry housewives out there.
Oh God.
Well, Arick, we were kind of stalling a little bit, but we're talking about WrestleMania this week. Are you interested this week? Are you going to watch? Are you invested in any of these matches?
No. But I do want to watch it. I do want to watch it because I'm kind of interested. It's going to be a different thing, so I'm interested and I want to see it. So.
Hey, Dave, who's Karen? She's in the comments saying how Dave is awesome, and I love you.
Karen?
Oh, he's. Oh, what's really?
Karen chased him away.
Oh no.
Hey, welcome back.
Oops, I'm out.
Get a drink.
Oh, I was asking, who's Karen? Do you know a Karen? She's in the comments.
I guess I do. It's my godmother.
Oh, okay.
Oh, sweet.
Said, Dave is awesome, and I heart you, basically. Aw.
I heart you.
Thank you for the
Dave's a
support.
good guy.
You too. Try to
All
be.
right, so let's
Except for the Bret Hart
right
stuff.
into our, I don't know. I'm sorry, I didn't do my homework. I should have done my homework, but I had a very weird day, which I'm not going to get into. We're discussing our favorite WrestleMania matches, main event or otherwise. Will I be able to get 5 off the top of my head? Well, we're going to find out, aren't we? So let's start up in that corner over there with the boss man himself. Well, what do you got?
Oh.
What do you got as your number 5 favorite match?
Number 5.
Going just
Wait,
main
go ahead.
events?
I don't know.
No.
because we said
Do main events or personal
and then it was
favorites?
like
I
personal
did.
favorites, so either one's cool. Your personal
Yeah.
favorites.
What?
You guys are killers. I just did main events. It's fine.
Main events is
No
fine.
biggie.
All right, my number 5 is. It should be a King Kong Bundy match, right?
The Bundy match.
No, but my number 5 is Bret Hart, Shawn Michaels from WrestleMania 12, the Iron Man match. Brilliant.
Okay.
Bret got screwed there too. Restarts the match. The tie goes to the champ. Get out of here.
No ties.
The screw job started there.
Come on, man. It's like the boyhood dream has come true for Shawn Michaels.
That's where Vince and Shawn started, hooking up in the back or something.
Yeah.
That's when Shawn
And
told,
Bret got jealous? Is that what happened? Bret got jealous then?
Remember, it's up Bret gets out of the ring.
yeah.
Mm.
Yep.
Tell him to get out of my ring. I love that. That was fantastic. Next big thing. What do you got?
All right, my number 5 also involved Michaels. It's what at the time fought to be his last match. Him and Stone Cold from WrestleMania 14. I know we're not talking about WrestleManias, but WrestleMania 14 is probably one of the most what's the word? The easiest to watch if you're a casual fan, because that, every match on that card, very, very good. The outside factor, having Mike Tyson involved, and how that worked perfectly at the time that he was suspended. He couldn't box. He came on WWF Raw, did that whole awesome segment with Stone Cold that just elevated it even more. And it was just Stone Cold's time. Stone Cold up to that point, was building up slowly, had the misfortunate injury, but came back in late 97 and really hit his stride. And, Shawn Michaels, if you guys don't know, he was almost to the point where he could barely walk during that. And the fact that he was able to put on, I think they went about maybe 12, 14 minutes. That was very, very hard thing for anyone to do, despite what he was going through. And like I said, the match was awesome. Started an era that WWE is still capitalizing on today, with Austin, being arguably the biggest star in the history of the company. And luckily for Shawn, he was able to get help and better his life, come back and have some more matches that potentially might be discussed on here. Wink, wink. And so yeah, that's my number 5.
It's called
Hollywood.
the tease, ladies and gentlemen.
So
Hollywood,
I'll
where
make
you
it
at?
easy, so we can. I'm gonna go with what the boss over there said. Go with WrestleMania 12 as well. Shawn Michaels, Bret Hart, Iron Man match. That to me was kind of the match that got me to be a wrestling fan. Seeing Shawn Michaels come down from the rafters, that moment I'm never gonna forget. That's etched in my mind. And this was, since we never really talked about it, that's one of the tattoos I would like to get. It'd be like Shawn coming down my arm like that. So yeah, that to me was a great match. It started, like I said, the boyhood dream HBK, Mr. WrestleMania. It all started there.
Nice, Mr. Sant.
Number 5 has got to be WrestleMania 10. It's Bret and Yokozuna. I was gonna do Bret and Owen, but Bret and Yokozuna because that was what that follow up from WrestleMania 9. Am I doing that
with the
No, I'm talking about after that match. There was another match.
Wasn't Hogan the main event?
No, that was 9. That was in that was
Hogan
that was
after the
93.
match.
This was 94.
No, that was Bret. Like, go fight him.
Bret fought Yokozuna, and then Hogan came down to see how Bret was doing, and Mr. Fuji challenged him to the title match.
That was 93.
Hogan won.
That was 93.
Really?
94. Remember Bret wrestled Owen, then Bret wrestled Yokozuna and won the title. He lost to Owen, but won the title.
Yep.
Oh wait, this was when he run him and.
Oh, that
Lex
was the
won
second.
Rumble,
Okay.
right?
Yeah, they did it. They did it.
That's when
twice
they
in a
both
row,
won the Rumble. Yeah.
They both won the Rumble.
Okay, yeah.
Lex was in the bar drunk
okay.
and ran his mouth to the dirt sheet guy, and Vince got all, I can't win the title. So he that's where Lex's like career started. Like, well, not that it wasn't already. Steroids and pills, but,
And murdered Elizabeth.
and murdered. Killing somebody's not great.
It's not the best thing in the world.
No. So that Bret and Yoko, that was a good match. It was a good match. Remember, they all came out and they hoisted him up.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. Yoko was very underrated.
Very underrated. Very underrated. I got to meet Yoko when I was training.
Because
Right
when you
before he
picture
died.
Yoko,
that's cool.
like Yoko doing like the exercises, like hitting the ropes, and you can't
Oh
do
my
any
God.
of that crap.
No.
That's
Well,
what I'm saying.
He was pretty agile for the size.
he was down when
He
were
was quick,
training.
Used to belly to bellies and whatnot. Oh,
Yeah, he was.
imagine taking belly to guy.
He was cool. I got a couple chops from him.
Nice.
That was fun. I was scared shitless, but it was fun.
Wait, speaking of chops, and I always think of the Big Show when he's a shh and just nail him. He has a TV show coming out. Where's the
Netflix.
dad?
On Netflix.
It's on Netflix.
Yeah, on
Really?
Netflix.
And
Yeah,
he's
the
the
big
dad, and he retires from wrestling, and he's the Big Show. It's he plays himself.
Got like five daughters or something. 4 daughters.
Yeah, and he's trying to impress them, and
Yeah.
not be the giant anymore.
It's a reality show.
No.
No. That's like a sitcom.
Yeah,
It's like a
Okay.
sitcom show.
Okay.
Yeah,
Cool.
it's gonna be interesting.
yeah.
I'm not gonna lie.
That
I'll
was
watch the whole thing in a day probably. hopefully we got some cool cameos.
Yeah.
Well, if I'm gonna go,
All right, Tim.
I even say that off the top of my head. You guys already nailed 2 of my matches, which was Sean and Brett, and Austin and Sean. So I'm gonna pull out the old triple threat tag team ladder match, table ladders and chairs match between the Dudleys, the Hardys,
Mm-hmm.
and Edge and Christian. Because how could you go wrong with what those guys did in those matches? In that match, ridiculous. And that was the kind of match that you show non-fans and say, if you can't appreciate what these idiots are doing to each other, all right, then go back to
Yeah.
bowling, whatever the hell you want to watch, because that is a ridiculous match that they had, and definitely one of my favorites that I can watch over and over again.
Yeah. That's
Awesome.
a good match.
Boss man,
All right, so we're going number 4 here. So number 4 for me is going back to WrestleMania 3. Steamboat Savage.
should be on everybody's list.
Incredible match. It's not going to be on Dave's list.
I did strictly main events.
Oh, okay. There he goes. But brilliantly done from the wrestling, the actual wrestling, the ring. George the Animal Steel's out there. Miss Elizabeth's out there driving Steel nuts. The whole, the roll ups, the near falls. It was just great. Great overall.
Bert?
Agreed.
All right, my number 4 is for one of my personal favorite WrestleManias, WrestleMania 18, Rock and Hogan. Probably the biggest ovation that one wrestler has ever gotten, arguably. Because the match itself is not, but just the hype behind it, the build up, Rock being the biggest at the time, Hogan coming back
The Hulk up.
to the company, which is something honestly, yeah, but Hogan coming back to the company at that time was something that, was almost like, if you thought about it back then, you would probably never thought that he would go to WWF again, but he did. And it worked out to be one of the most amazing matches of all time. Like that for me, like the magic of professional wrestling, that's that match, that's what it is. Like the way that Toronto crowd was just, it didn't matter. Hogan was a heel. They cheered the hell out of him because they love Hogan, going all the way back, that he's been working there. And it was just amazing. Like that match never gets old. Even though it's coming, I still get chills every time that pop happens. And it's just a match I love so much.
Ooh.
Hollywood.
Yeah.
All right, so next I got Austin Rock, WrestleMania 19, Stone Cold's last match ever. Like
Three
that
rock
one, 'cause,
bottoms.
you had so many 3 rock bottoms. You had Rock putting on the vest. Like there were so many different things that happened that it was just
Hollywood
finally,
Rock,
like
baby.
the trilogy came, and the Rock finally came out on top of Austin. Austin, went into the abyss quietly. No one knew, and he almost didn't make it to that match. So that's just makes it so much more.
Yeah, he was in the hospital the night before.
Yep.
So to me, that's 4.
All right.
AZ.
I'm gonna pull a sleeper out, not a main event. I'm going with the Texas Tornado versus Dino Bravo from WrestleMania 7.
Wow.
Oh yeah, you're talking about.
Bravo would make this list.
Listen, that's always. Well, come on, Dino's. He's gonna get some street cred here soon too, even though he's dead. Can that happen? Is that possible?
I don't know.
Well, I don't know. He deserves it.
Jimmy Hart was his manager back then, right?
Frenchie Martin?
No, Jimmy Hart. Jimmy Hart was his.
Was it Jimmy by then? It was Jimmy by then.
I think so.
The mouth, yeah. But no, that match is so great because you're talking 2 guys. The claw, the tornado punch. But like those guys were jacked. I mean, we're talking like height of the steroid era, And like they were just like that's wrestlers to me, not like CM Punk and these guys now,
Wow.
Look
at Dave.
Shots fired.
AZ's here to ruffle feathers tonight.
Well, I mean, that's what I grew up with, man, and that's I was actually one of the smallest. I was the smallest guy, one of the smaller guys when I was in it. I was 240 pounds, and I mean, I was surrounded by gargantuan. So,
That's how you wrestle with Samoans.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
You'll run to the litter.
Oh, for sure, yeah. But see, nowadays these guys, they're not even like 6 feet tall. They're like, it's just they're still wrestlers. They're still good. It's still, but it's just it's taking some getting used to. I don't know. I don't think a kid that.
So
I don't think a
Texas
kid
Tornado in this match only had one leg, right?
Yeah, 1 foot. 1 foot. Yep, 1 foot. I just think that, like, I think if you're gonna be a wrestler, you shouldn't look like the kid I'm getting a coffee at Starbucks from. It's I don't know.
You share Vince's mentality with the God look, the golden God look.
Yeah,
I get that because we're the old school guys. I get that.
Yeah, that's just where I'm biased on it, but yeah, great match.
All right, well, you guys are picking on my matches because I had that one. I had another one also. So let me pull one out of my head. I'm gonna go Savage Flair. Savage actually beat him for the title in WrestleMania 8.
Yep.
That was the Rick.
Savage had another shot at that title run, and when he won, I was baffled, and
me too,
happy and joyous, and
I was excited about it.
Because I think that was the only time I didn't like Flair when remember they had the pictures with Elizabeth.
The pictures by the pool.
Yeah.
That was so great.
I had the WWF magazine looking at it going, come on, it's not real. So, yeah, looking back on it, that was a great match, and Savage winning was a shock. I didn't think anyone thought he was going to actually beat Flair, so that's definitely on my list.
That was
Stop
a perfect
picking my
feud,
matches,
though,
guys.
man.
I'm running out
Perfect
already.
feud. Such a great feud.
It was
All right, number 3 for me is Bret Hart. Number 2, and Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Oh,
Submission match. That's a great double switch there. Stone Cold seen in the good guy, even though he's got a badass attitude. Yeah, incredible. That photo that you see of Austin in the sharpshooter with the blood dripping right between his teeth. That could be a tattoo.
Iconic.
Oh yeah.
Wasn't that a shirt? Didn't they make that a shirt?
Did they? I'm gonna
Maybe
look it up.
It was a bootleg shirt. Maybe it wasn't
Okay.
a real shirt. Maybe it was a bootleg shirt.
It should be. If it's not,
I can make it.
wasn't it on the cover of one of his videos?
I don't know. I remember seeing it as a shirt though, but it could have been a bootleg. It probably was a bootleg. The guys sell you at the end of the night when you walk into your car.
Yeah.
Probably one of those.
Or the guys that used to sell them at my matches back then.
Well, we can make all the shirts we want now. I have a wife with a machine, so
Blood from a stone.
Clutch.
yeah, I
Nice.
remember. That's the one I remember.
No
Is that
kidding.
an official WWE though? I don't know if that is though.
No, it's on a it's $14. It's on a site
Oh, yeah,
called
it's not
Now Prime. I have no idea what this says. Now Prim ET. I don't know. Follow fashion.
It's
Oh.
bootleg. That's all you need to know.
Yeah. You can get your Godwin shirts there too.
Yeah.
We just
Tiger
mentioned
King.
We mentioned George Steele, the Godwins, and Dino Bravo. We're gonna have to stop.
Dino Bravo.
This show's taking a lot.
Wow. This is
It's crazy.
Bert, what do you got next?
All right, my number 3 is from WrestleMania 21, Shawn Michaels and Kurt Angle. I was actually watching that match earlier. It was very fresh in my mind, but that match for me it's not like the Kurt Angle. It's not like the Shawn Michaels matches he has with Undertaker. It was actually very much like a wrestling match. Like they were on the ground, thrown around. It took enough time. Wasn't too long, wasn't too short. The spots in that match, Shawn, going for the moonsault, hitting the table, Kurt Angle putting him on for the angle slam, but slamming him onto the post. Like that whole match was just like a physical. Like you want to see like physicality in wrestling. That's a match for me that sticks out. And the ending, Kurt Angle put on the ankle lock. I think a good 10 minutes. While Shawn trying to get out of it and tapping at the end. That's the thing, because Shawn at that time, he would rarely lose. He would only lose if it served the story or to Triple H or something like that. But at the time, Kurt Angle, making Shawn tap out was huge. Yeah, that was a big win for him, and that was already his last great match.
He found out what it's really like.
Before he went to
really
CNN.
happens when you tap out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
I love that
a
match.
sexy Kurt.
Dave, what do you got?
Oh my god.
Yep. The build up to that. Yeah.
All right, so my number 3 is a match no one really talks about anymore, at least in WWE. And mainly I like it because I was there. I think the match was great. It's WrestleMania 20 triple threat match. Chris Benoit, HBK, and Triple H.
That was a good
Incredible.
one.
Really good match.
Yeah.
A lot to
I
talk
mean,
about
just
that.
from watching the Chris Benoit thing, like that whole moment, like it was just a lot. Having Eddie come out at the end too, like there was so much emotion going on. Like everyone was happy. It was a feel good moment.
Yeah. I dug
Do you
it.
think now? Here's $1 million question: should Benoit be mentioned?
We're gonna bleep him out.
Yeah. Even the most staunch critics, even Chris Jericho, saying, "Look, you can't do it. You Can't do it anymore. But then again, remember they banned China for a long time because they were afraid kids are going to Google China, and the first you're going to see is her dressed up as the She-Hulk getting banged by the Avengers.
I couldn't believe that.
Which Infinity War was that?
You do know that too, right?
Oh, that was like the Infinity War, like in the dressing room at Target, man. Did you see that?
Listen, that's one of those things that you have to see when you hear about it. Right?
Yeah.
I was like, oh, gotta watch that one.
I mean, even the guy dressed up as Mean Gene was getting in on it. I was like, what the hell?
So, I mean, if they put her in, you never know. I doubt it, but you never know.
I don't think they'll put him in.
I don't think so either.
I don't get too much backlash for it.
His name again.
I don't think they will.
Yeah, he deserves what he got.
Yeah.
AZ, talk to me. What do you got?
Oh, Tim, don't get mad at me, man. Like,
oh, come on. What are you picking now?
British barbecue beefcake.
But one of my favorite all-time matches was Savage versus the Warrior from 7. See, WrestleMania 7 is one of my favorite WrestleManias. But I got to go Savage the Warrior. I mean, that was an intense match, dude.
5 elbow drops.
Yeah. I think Warrior could have shown him a little more courtesy until I found out that like Savage actually laid the whole match out and he wanted it that way. Like everybody's trying to say, okay, I got to sum it up because I'm going to go off on the Ultimate Warrior and you guys are going to hate me. But Savage laid that whole match out because he knew he was going on layaway, for lack of a better term. And I mean, because you couldn't wrestle Savage without him blocking the whole match, even for the Ultimate Warrior, which you kind of had to do because he really isn't a technical wrestler, But that was a great match, man, especially at the end when, Sherry beat him up. Elizabeth King, yeah,
And everybody, they showed that woman in the front row, like real ugly crying.
Yeah.
Wiping it.
That was great.
She looked like Rocky Dennis.
Rocky.
But yeah, no. The only problem I have with that match, other than Savage losing, of course, is the way he pinned him.
Yeah, he could have got on him and hooked the leg. He should have got on him and hooked the leg.
Exactly. Other than that, I have no issue. But that's disrespectful towards the Macho Man.
And you got to give it to Savage for taking that one for the team, man. I mean, So yeah, that's my number. What is it? 3? Number 3.
All right. Well, I'm going to go old school too for my next one. And while it might not have been a great technical match, of course it wasn't, but it was the emotional impact that it had, which was Ultimate Warrior versus Hulk Hogan at WrestleMania 6.
Yeah.
And again, you watch that match, it's the past.
Toronto, Canada, Skydome.
You don't know. You didn't know what was going to happen. Honestly, you didn't know. As a kid, you don't know. You think, Hogan's going to win this one. And here we go again. Hulkamania is running wild.
It should have.
Warrior gets that 3 count. My jaw was like, oh my God.
I was stunned, shocked.
Yeah, exactly. And then Hogan goes out, and oh my God, is this going to be a heel turn? No, gave him the belt, put his hand up. I was like, holy crap, this is ridiculous.
That's when Jesse Ventura says, you know what, Monsoon? I do believe Hulkamania will live forever.
Yeah. That's when he became the immortal.
That's when he became immortal. All right, I got to interject here a minute on behalf of me bitching about beefcake. All right, because on that goddamn podcast, he did a shoot interview, and he's going, who's the Ultimate Warrior? He didn't even give Hulk Hogan a... You know what, you son of a bitch? Here's the deal, all right? Here's the deal. Nobody cheered when the Warrior pinned Hogan. You know why? Because everybody was freaking shocked, you dumbass. All right? Why don't you go get a suit and cut it up so it's like, it looks like, like your grandmother's dish towel that she never throws away? Why don't you do that? Why don't you go wreck a boat? And, I don't know. Why don't you walk out in front of a tractor trailer? I hate beefcake. Tim, why didn't I beat the crap out of him that day? Because Backlund was there, and I would have gotten my ass kicked. Yeah. No, I could
Next
take him.
time-
I could take
Next
him.
time he comes, we're gonna meet him.
We're gonna meet
boy.
him. I'm gonna wait outside. I'm gonna be like, come on out here. I'm gonna stretch him like silly putty.
Boss man, what do you got? Who's next?
2.
All right. Well, next is something that's already been discussed, and that was the tables, ladders, and chairs match. And that moved up on my list based on rewatching it last night. It was on. They were showing Edge's best WrestleMania matches, and I just happened to join in right as that was about to start. So I sat my ass down, picked my feet up, and watched wrestling for the next 3 hours.
Nice.
Wow.
Bert.
All right, my number 2, for me, because this is my first, the first WrestleMania 2, which what they had down here, WrestleMania 28, and it's the Triple H versus Undertaker, Hell in a Cell, Shawn Michaels special guest referee, end of an era match. Experiencing WrestleMania in person after being a fan up to that point for about maybe 10 plus years was something that I'll forget. And seeing that match, all the spots, like obviously the main spot everyone talks about in that match is when Shawn hits him with the sweet chin music, and then Triple H goes for the pedigree, and he still kicks out. Like the electricity, the audience during that whole match was like super, super high. And the ending was great. All three of them on the stage, basically saying like this is the last time, we're gonna be doing this, which it wasn't. But still at the time it was very, very emotional. And like I said, just for your live experience, seeing it in person and being there, it was a great experience.
That was another good one, yeah.
It was a good one.
The old men could pull that off.
Yep, that's one of my honorable mentions.
Dave, next.
All right, so my number 2 is going off of what Bert said. Another WrestleMania I went to that I experienced it live. It's WrestleMania 30, Daniel Bryan, Randy Orton, and Batista in that triple threat main event. Everything just looked like it was not going to go. And the way match, seeing him go through, the powerbomb RKO through the table spot, and then just him getting thrown out of the ring, Batista hitting the Batista bomb, and then Orton doing an RKO, and you just think, man, one of these guys is going to end up winning it. And then for Daniel Bryan to actually win it, like it was like a Chris Benoit moment. It was great. It was feel good. It was a great way to end it after being shocked like an hour before that when Undertaker's streak was broken. So it was just fantastic. And the whole 80,000 chanting, yes, 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 that's something you really don't get, especially nowadays. So for that to happen, it was just fantastic.
Very good. AZ, what you got?
I'm gonna throw you guys a curveball. You guys are gonna think I'm gonna stick in the '90s and stuff, and I'm actually going to 2016. I believe it was WrestleMania 32. WrestleMania 32. Sorry, I was cheating. The League of Nations versus the New Day.
Wow.
And the reason I like it is because I like those Survivor Series like matches, but when they happen at WrestleMania, and I had no idea that the surprise was coming of, Austin, Mankind, and Shawn Michaels.
Shawn Michaels.
I thought that was one of the best matches I've ever seen, as far as surprising, production-wise, talent. I mean, those League of Nations guys were fun, No? Okay. They weren't.
That's
I like this from everybody. Like Steve was looking at the Mets thing. Bert was cleaning his glasses. Dave's drinking.
What Mets thing?
I don't know. I'm making it up. Yeah, what Mets thing? Oh, there's no Mets stuff here.
There's no Mets stuff in this room. By the way, this room is now a man cave. an office, a studio, and
Officially?
a school.
Wow.
Hey,
Wow.
That's
best classroom there.
All right.
the class.
Well, my next one, because you guys took all my stuff already. I believe it was 17. What's the first Austin Rock?
17, Philadelphia. Or
15,
Philadelphia,
I think.
right?
15.
No, the first one is 15.
Is it 15? That soon?
No, that was.
Yeah.
Was it?
Yeah, it was 15, 17, and 19.
15. Yep, 15.
Yeah, I like that one a lot again because it was the. We saw that article the other day about probably the greatest feud of all time, and it had to be the greatest feud of all time. And
Probably.
I really enjoyed that one a lot. I can't much say about it because they said it went on for another couple of years, but I think that was one of my favorites. Yeah, that's it.
That was
15,
Philadelphia, right?
Number one now. We're getting to number ones, and if you all don't know my number one, you're all crazy.
That was
I've only mentioned about 17 times already on this show, so
little known fact
Steve
about WrestleMania 15. I was there
nice.
in Philadelphia.
Oh, nice.
Yep, I was
I've
there.
never been to WrestleMania, and my only Royal Rumble got ruined by Rey Mysterio.
Really?
Oh God.
The Ray.
Is he your Brutus
Sorry,
That
Beefcake?
was like giving it 2.
No, really, no. Get out of here. All right, my turn. I start with my number one.
Numero uno.
My number one is Austin Rock 2. 17. The big heel turn. Great match.
Great match.
Perfectly set up. The long ass walk that McMahon has to take to come down and join forces with Austin's great. And the pop that Stone Cold still got.
That's the heel turn that no one saw coming
Yes.
under any circumstance.
Yeah.
No one
Especially
saw that
JR.
coming. No, JR, I thought he shit his pants.
Steve, what are you doing?
What the hell is this? What the hell is this?
Well,
You guys want a real JR? Is that what you're asking for? You want a real one?
JR calls.
Yeah,
That's what we should do.
Well,
yeah, that's a good
I can't believe
idea.
what's happening here. What the hell is he doing?
You
Come
son
on,
of a bitch.
Steve.
That's my
Come
fault.
on, Steve.
Come on, Steve.
Come on, Steve. Damn it.
You can't do this to us. Don't do it. Damn him.
Bert, what do you got? Number one.
He actually just said it, so that was my number one too.
Yeah.
Because WrestleMania 17 is probably the one event I've seen the most out of any WrestleMania. Back when you used to rent movies at actual stores, I used to rent that DVD all the time, and that's just a match that it has all the qualifications we talked about. It doesn't get old, even though you know what's going to happen. It still feels like fresh to Austin at the time, who had basically missed almost a full year with his neck injury and coming back and getting into that position, winning the Royal Rumble. And that was it felt real. It even though that's the thing that's missing with today. A lot of stuff doesn't feel. You don't really feel it. This you really felt that Austin needed this. I need this, Rock. I need to beat you. Because he needed the validation for himself. Because he had missed almost a year or 2 years of action and being at the top after having the biggest year any one guy ever had. And The Rock at the time was at the prime of his career. If you look at it, the 2 years after that, WrestleMania 17, WrestleMania 18, after that was really The Rock when he was done, at least being in the main guy. Because after that, after that match, literally the night after on Raw, he was written off TV and he went to do the Mummy and eventually led to becoming the star that he is now. So that match is so important for a lot of different reasons. That's why it's my number one.
Hollywood.
All right,
Yep.
so my number one shouldn't come into anyone as a surprise. It is WrestleMania 25, HBK versus The Undertaker. The light versus the darkness. It was just great storytelling. The match was amazing. I don't know how Dave Meltzer did not give it a 5-star, yet gives Kenny Omega 37 stars. It was fantastic.
Oh.
Storytelling was amazing. And it just continues on to the next WrestleMania, where Shawn is just going a whole entire year not knowing how to cope with himself and needing to beat him at all costs, either winning the Royal Rumble, he doesn't, then sneaking into the chamber. Like it's just, it culminated into such a great story that, to me, that's my number one. I can watch that match all day.
That's when he came down from heaven, right, with the white suit on.
Yep.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I was like, whoa.
That's where Taker almost died too. When he took that dive off the top.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's right. I gotta watch that one.
Crazy.
I haven't watched that one in a long time.
I actually watched it again the other day.
That was actually that's the number one match on WWE.com.
Really?
Really?
Best WrestleMania match of all time.
I'll have to watch that tomorrow. When
Oh,
I'm supposed
it's
to.
not a
I
Bret
mean,
match?
it's easily the best match on that card for that WrestleMania. Because you take that match away from that WrestleMania, it's
You know what? You're right. It is a shitty WrestleMania.
I'm gonna watch it tomorrow when I was supposed to be
25. Like I remember when I was watching at the time, back in 2009, I was excited for what Randy Orton was doing. Like that's when he really started the whole punting and all that and going against the McMahon family, and it was getting really serious. But it's just a match. It's just felt like just dull. It's the same thing because WWE puts themselves in. They shoot themselves in the foot constantly. They put on a title match at the end because it's a title match. Instead, they don't. That happened with WrestleMania 18. With Hogan Rock, they weren't expecting that reaction. It happened at WrestleMania 25 because you put Shawn and Taker in the middle of the card. I literally stole the whole. So I was needed a break after that. So any match after that wasn't going to live up to that, regardless.
No.
And it sucks because Orton had really, or that was really the first year that Orton got it, because Orton up to that point was still bullshitting around and not taking seriously, but still getting opportunity because he's Randy Orton. But that was really the first year that he really got it and took it seriously. It wasn't injured. And for Triple H, it's another Triple H match that goes into his record book with his title wins. But, it's not one of the memorable matches for me, at least.
Mr. Zant, I'm interested to hear your number one.
They had to lower Shawn down at that speed so they didn't hear all the pills rattling around in his pocket. That's why they did that. So anyway, I'm gonna throw you guys a slider.
Don't say doink.
I'm gonna throw you a slider. Ready? Number one. Back to WrestleMania 7.
7 again?
That's my favorite WrestleMania. It's my favorite one. Sid Hogan. Oh, match was awful, but it was so great. It was it was such a chunky match.
Wait, hold on. That wasn't 7.
8.
No, that was it. That was 8.
8. Okay, I'm sorry. 8. 8's my favorite WrestleMania. Warrior comes back. Papa Shango interferes.
Papa Shango.
But look at the other matches on there. You had Shawn finally as a heel wrestling Tito. You had you could do the whole match. Remember those Hasbro wrestlers, the old ones. You could do the whole.
Right in the ring.
That's the only WrestleMania you could do with the Hasbros. Taylor had all of them back. Remember Taylor? Tim, my nephew. He had all the. We used to call him Taylor when he used to jump around like Tatanka.
Oh yeah,
Tatanka.
Yeah. He had all the wrestlers, and he actually watched it and did all the matches with the wrestlers. I thought that was kind of cool. Free internet entertainment. But yeah, yes. What a chunky match it was. I mean, you're talking Sid. Looked like he had like 2 rocks on his shoulders when he has his trapezius were like gigantic.
Mm-hmm.
Hogan was bloated. That was his last run of gas before he started to slim down. And it was a good match. I mean, they hated Sid when he came down. They were booing the crap out of him.
Yeah.
Harvey Whippleman. How cool is it to have this little runt introduce this behemoth? That's the best. Even when he did it for Kamala.
Raspy voice.
Yeah. He's always picking on Finkel. Shut up or I knock you out.
I almost named my son Kamala.
You think what?
Kamala Tabata.
Kamala.
That would have been awesome.
That would have been awesome.
That would have been great. He would just be able to wrestle with his own name.
That's
Yeah.
right. He'd hate me for the rest of my life, but we don't want to get.
Yep.
Oh yeah, as soon as you found that out.
I might. What's my number one? You guys tell me. I don't even have to tell you.
I already know what it is. I already know what it
Greg
is.
the Hammer Valentine versus
Oh, let's never.
Rugged Ronnie Garvin.
John Cena versus The Miz, WrestleMania 27.
WrestleMania.
04 when he won the tournament.
Savage,
Yep.
DiBiase,
Thanks to
Andre and Virgil in one corner. Mr. Lubis runs down that giant ass aisle. Here comes Hogan with the chair. Let me tell you something. I've never been attracted to a man, but I think Hogan walking down that aisle with that chair. Something about him. I was like, wow, he looks good, man. He looks good walking down that aisle. And I'll never get over the fact that Savage had to have help to win his first title, but I got over it real quick. But
Well, he had DiBiase against him, and
Hey, he won.
I watched it at least 2-3 times a year, that match, because it just brings me so much joy, so much happiness. And yeah, it's Hogan at his best. It's Savage at his best. It's Elizabeth probably in my favorite little outfit that she used to wear, that little white. So
she came out with a different outfit for each match, right?
each match, yeah. Didn't it coordinate with Savage's robe?
Yep, different robes, different outfits every single match.
Yep.
That was in Jersey.
I had her in that outfit.
Trump was there.
So that was my favorite one. Yeah,
A young Trump.
Wait, was that the? It was at the Plaza, right?
Yeah.
Trump.
They WrestleMania 4 and 5.
He was shaking hands with DiBiase and
Plaza.
stuff. We should have got the hint back then.
Yeah, right.
Oh, we're so stupid. We saw it back then. Oh,
Everyone has a price.
yeah.
So we got another top 5 down, which is awesome.
Everyone has a
Top
price.
5 list. Anybody watching wants to hear a top 5 list, you let us know what you want us to do, and we will gladly do it.
As long as Beefcake's not on it.
As long as we're gonna do top 5 beefcake moments.
Yeah.
I don't think you can do
Can't wait
that.
for
I think
that
he
one.
has 2.
He's gonna pick the boat accident. That's what you're gonna pick,
Yeah.
Eric. That's your favorite.
It is.
Top 5.
Remember when he was gone for 2 years?
Well, no, top 5 Ed Leslie characters. This way, you could be either the barber, or you could be the disciple.
The disciple.
Disciple.
or
The booty
man.
man.
The booty man.
The booty man.
Brutus Beefcake. Dizzy Hogan.
Yeah, he was a Dizzy guy, right? Ah, God, this sucks, man.
Oh. Oh.
I feel your pain, Eric.
So I guess now we can do honorable mentions.
Yeah, do honorable mentions. Go for it. You got one? Mention one.
Yeah, I have one. This is probably my favorite Vince match, but him and Hogan WrestleMania 19, the street fight that they had. If you look back at it, it's crazy how Vince was able to do the things that he did in that match. I mean, that whole spot where he was on the ladder and does the leg drop off the ladder on the Hogan on the table, which is like crazy. And it's just, Vince matches, they're not the most physical, intense matches. They're not the best wrestling matches, but they're some of the most entertaining matches. You had the whole spot, which big props to the production team for catching this, is when he was already, busted open, and then he's coming up the ring after getting the pipe, and then he has that look in his eyes. It's like the apron's here, and he's just like that. Like, it was just like crazy. And then Piper showing up out of nowhere, which apparently I found out the other day on Bruce Pritchard's podcast that they literally asked him, I think it was a week before the event, so hey, you're available? And he literally drove down from Portland to Seattle and stayed in a hotel for like a couple days and did that whole spot. And that spot was great, because Piper has so much history with the both of them, and it's a very entertaining match. So that's an honorable mention I have.
Good one.
Anybody else? Honorable mentions?
I guess if I needed to have one, it would be Eddie Guerrero, Kurt Angle.
I like that.
20.
Boot comes off.
Underrated.
Always.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
Absolutely. It's a shame what happened to all these guys, man.
And
it's sick.
It is.
Yeah.
It took
Hey,
me a while
man.
to get on board with. It took me a while to get on board with Eddie Guerrero.
Same here. Yep.
Yep.
Yeah, he was outstanding.
So that means Ray has a chance, right, Steve?
No, because I'm not watching. Is he wrestling still?
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah.
Still, he just had he had a title match 2 months ago.
His son is with
like
him.
literally.
His son is with him.
Dominic's doing
His son's
619s now. It's
6 months
crazy.
old.
Oh, really, Dominic?
Yeah.
Dominic's back.
Yeah.
From that
his son is
terrible
huge.
angle, that stupid angle that they did. You want to see your son again?
I saw that.
He frog splashed Lesnar.
What? Oh, really?
Oh,
Yeah.
How tall is he a bigger guy than Ray?
yeah.
He's
Yeah.
huge. Well, compared to Ray, he's a monster.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
He's probably like 5'7". So, yeah.
cool.
Another match that I think happened yesterday. Well, the anniversary was yesterday. Was Ric Flair, Shawn Michaels, Ric Flair's last match.
I'm sorry. I love you.
You want to talk about emotion?
That one felt.
That's like that. That match hits, man. And the thing is, with that match, you're thinking, oh yeah, Sean's probably gonna win, but he's gonna make it work. But Rick, there was moments in that match where Rick he thought he was gonna win it. Rick wasn't laying down. Of course,
so.
that's probably one of the best That's probably one of the best endings to any match. And added with the night after when they had the form and everything. It's not real if Rick's not crying. So
That was rough. The Raw was rough.
Yeah, the Raw was rough.
Yeah.
And when Taker came out, Taker comes out. He wasn't on TV though. But you
Right.
don't watch when
No.
Taker comes
Yeah,
out?
they did it. I think during after.
Yeah,
dark.
they did it
That
dark,
was-
yeah.
That was cool as hell.
It was cool as hell.
They had a good
And then
they had a good match too at WrestleMania 18. That no DQ match.
Yeah, that was actually pretty good.
That was pretty good.
I love that the Arn Anderson spot where he comes back and does a spine buster on Taker. Love it.
I forgot about that.
Cheers.
Yeah,
Wow.
that's a good one. And I love Taker at the time. Taker had this whole thing where he was silently beefing with JR. JR read during the whole match. It was like Jerry was just like, what does that mean? And it's like the whole match is trying to figure out what does that mean. But yeah.
Mr. Hollywood Dave, are we ready for our tournament results? For our tournament next step?
I'm ready to finish it off. You guys are ready.
Let's do
I'm
it.
ready.
Let's do it.
guys.
Savage don't win.
Start off for a week.
The show ends today if Savage doesn't win.
Fingers crossed. Let's see, gentlemen. So first matchup we have today is Mr. McMahon from the 90s versus the American Dream, Dusty Rhodes from the 80s. I'm going Vinnie Mac.
Wait, you said Vince from the 90s?
Yes, sir. Mr. McMahon.
So see, that's only like two. Technically, that's only like 2 years though. So it's Dusty for me. Because you're taking commentary, Vince.
I'm going
over Dusty in his prime. Come on,
Prime 80s? Dusty was not
brother. Our
prime.
times.
Maybe 70s Dusty.
But I mean, well, yeah, late 70s, but still, I'd still take that over Vince over in the 90s. If we're doing like Vince 2000s, maybe, but
No, I'd go Dusty either way. I'm going with Dusty, and I'm not a Dusty fan either.
Ooh, the polka dots?
Yeah, I hate the polka dots, but I'm gonna go Dusty right now.
I got two Dusty.
Let me tell you something, baby. I'm going with the Dream, baby. I cannot not go with the American Dream.
I don't need a vote.
Farace.
I don't need to vote.
All right.
Steve, were you going to vote?
Next
Were you going
up.
to vote for McMahon?
I don't know who I was going to vote for. It is no longer necessary.
It's no longer necessary. It doesn't matter.
All right, we got next up Chris Jericho from the 2010s versus Andre the Giant from the 80s.
So it's Jericho now.
Jericho now. The Painmaker.
Jericho from from 2010 to 2019. It might sound blasphemous, but I'm gonna say Jericho.
Same.
Jericho.
The GOAT.
Oh.
I think Chris Jericho a legitimate case to be a top 5 all time. Whenever he retired, the fact that he's been able to reinvent himself year after year and still be on top and still be relevant, even in different companies, it's something that not a lot of wrestlers can do.
Very true. And he's done it in so many different decades.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right, gentlemen. So that's
I'll
3.
go Jericho. I'll go Jericho too.
Oh, we got a code now. Eric's got to vote because we need that's a clean sweep.
Yeah.
Jericho.
I mean, I like Jericho. I don't know. He's great. Just ask him. He's great. No,
Right,
you can't deny it. But like as far as being top 5 all time, I can't get on board with that, man. I gotta jump ship on that one. But
We'll
I
see.
mean, he
His
still has
career's
time,
not
but
done.
it's a potentially.
he's top 10. There's no doubt he's top 10. There's
Yeah.
no doubt he's top 10.
Well, like you said, it's the fact that he can disappear and come back and reinvent himself every time.
Yep.
Is what makes him so great.
He hasn't got much left though, unless he starts doing some more steroids. Because I mean, his body is looking pretty forlorn.
Yeah, right now he's kind of like my friend Dana. It looks like my friend Dana.
It's that DDP yoga, baby.
It's not a good thing.
He does.
Right
The girl that
now,
was drinking the White Claw. That's right.
but he's still the best. One of the best.
He really is. Bert, he might be on his way to top 5.
What's wrong with White Claws, Eric?
What's wrong?
What's wrong with White Claws?
Oh, okay. I'm sorry,
White Claw.
David. I'm sorry. I thought only girls drank them.
I'm trying to watch my calories.
I get it, man. You're carbo loading.
All right, gentlemen, let's move on. We got Mick Foley from the 90s versus Bret the Hitman Hart from the 90s.
Mick Foley from the when?
90s.
From the 90s. So we're talking Cactus Jack,
Yeah.
Early WCW,
Bret Hart.
early 90s,
And then
Cactus Jack,
Mankind.
ECW, and then Mick Foley. Yeah.
Bret Hart.
This was actually kind of tough. I'm not going to lie.
There's 2 Brets. This one and this one.
I'm gonna say Mick Foley.
Mick.
Of course.
To you, Timmy.
I got the fucking vote now. Excuse my language. Damn.
Yeah.
Should have spoke up sooner. Oh my god, the Crybaby or Mick Foley?
The crybaby. He had a stroke. He got. I can't pay your contract that I signed. Go find another job.
Yeah.
Mick Foley fell off a cage twice and
This is
still finished the
bullshit.
match. That's a lot more impressive than whiny Bret.
I don't know. It's a rough one, man. Because
Think of the WrestleMania matches.
I don't know how to.
Brett.
I'm
Think
gonna
of-
have
think-
to go. I'm gonna have to go Brett. I'm gonna.
You have
Yes.
to go Bret. Yes.
Sorry, I'm gonna have.
What do I have to do to get this man off this list?
Him against Macho Man next.
Well, I don't know. Whoever he
It's
goes
the
up
only way.
for this matchup is going to be interesting. So we have the Brahma Bull, The Rock from the 2000s versus the best in the world, CM Punk from the 2010s.
Rock.
Rock.
The Rock.
Rock.
Come on, The Rock was there for like 2 years. I mean, the 2000s.
He's out.
That's it. The Rock. That's it.
Yep.
Jesus.
That's it.
The Rock.
He's a
2000.
pie,
All right.
eating, jabroni beating.
Anybody else? CM Punk?
All right, guys. Next up, Hulk Hogan from the 80s versus Stone
Stop,
Cold from
Hogan.
the 2000s.
2000.
Stone Cold 2000s.
So Cyborg
hard.
Steve Austin.
Both at their prime, basically,
That's a hard one.
right?
Jesus Christ! What? That's a championship matchup, not a
That really is.
second week one.
Dude,
Right,
so
that in the round
you're
of,
talking Hogan.
32.
So Hogan from early AWA, where he was over. Fucking golden era Hogan, where he was like super over, holding the title for almost 4 years. Late 80s Hogan was still doing good work. Against Austin, 2000, he really technically only came back September of that year. The really honestly only year that he wrestled only 2 full years, 2001 and 2002. And he's probably only had maybe a couple of good matches, not because of his ability, but more or less because of the opponents that were available.
Bert, stop.
And then
giving me
after
these
that, in
technicalities
2003, he
and pick
retired.
Stone Cold.
Just saying, it's Hogan. It's Hogan. It's Hogan. It has to be Hogan. If you do Austin from the
So-
90s, late 90s, okay, but I say Hogan. Come on, you're not
Hogan.
beating
Moves
Hogan.
on.
Hogan.
All right, this should be a fun one. We
You didn't
have
have to vote.
Roddy Piper from the 80s versus Kurt Angle 2000s.
Shit.
Sexy Kurt.
Hmm.
He'll make your ankle hurt.
It's also
I'm
TNA
gonna go
Kurt,
with
too.
I'm going with Piper.
He had some good matches in TNA.
Going
I think I'm gonna go Piper too.
You even got to ask me. Like,
No.
So that's Kurt Angle down there.
That's it. We got 3 Pipers already.
All right. Piper moves on. Okay, next we have The Undertaker from the 90s, Daniel Bryan from the 2010s.
Undertaker.
Taker.
Boom. 4 for Taker.
Oof. You guys didn't even think about that one.
Nope. I bet you're going with Daniel Bryan, aren't you?
All right. No. I'll give you Taker. It was the 90s Taker.
there you go.
All right. Next, we got Brock Lesnar from the 2010, Hulk Hogan from the 90s.
I'm going Hogan.
Yeah, I'm going Hogan too.
I got to go
I'm
Hogan.
going Hogan too.
Yeah, Hogan.
Nice.
Sweep.
I don't know. Looks like Hogan might end up winning this whole thing.
Ooh.
Hogan might go against Hogan.
That's how it is, brother.
Well, you know
All right.
something.
Next up, gentlemen.
Doesn't work for me, brother.
We have from the 2000s versus the bad guy, Scott Hall.
Damn.
Versus Click.
I missed that whole part of the audio. What'd you say? Scott Hall versus who?
Triple H from the 2000s.
90 Scott Hall.
From the
Boy.
Mm.
I'm going to
Steve's
go
over
with
there.
Scott Hall.
It looks like he wants to go the game.
I gotta go Triple H. It hurts, but I gotta go Triple H.
Yeah,
I'm going
I have to
Triple
go
H.
Triple H too.
Yeah, I knew he was going to win it.
Hey, at least there's another
Just had to
click
give Scott Hall that one vote.
Yeah, there you go.
There's another click member. It's okay.
Hey, the click still wins. You know what I'm saying? Click still wins.
Yeah, it's true. All right, we got 8B Shizzle from the 2000s versus AJ Styles from the 2010s. You know where my vote is.
You're lucky I don't like AJ Styles.
You don't like AJ Styles?
I get out
Not
like AJ
really.
Styles.
I don't know. I'd probably not have
Great.
seen enough of him.
Yeah, he's all right.
I'm gonna go with Sean.
Better than Kenny.
Way better than Kenny.
Oh, okay.
You're not wrong.
I'm gonna go AJ
So wait,
Styles.
HBK won. Oh, never mind. Going back. Tim, Arick.
Sean.
Am I stuck
There's your-
again?
No, there's your win.
Okay. I don't know if I can make up my mind with that one.
Right, next up, gentlemen, we have Eddie Guerrero from the 2000s versus the $1 Million Man and Ted DiBiase.
Eddie.
Eddie.
Yeah, I gotta go Eddie. He had the better run. I should say.
Latino Heat.
I'll go Latino Heat.
I lie, I cheat, I steal.
Right, next up. Next up, Jake the Snake Roberts from the 80s versus the Macho Man Randy Savage from the 80s.
Oh.
Savage.
Mm.
Don't even ask that
This is
guy
like
down
tattoo.
there. Don't even ask him.
Yeah.
This one's tough.
I mean,
Wow.
I want to go Jake, but I have to go Savage. Just because.
I'll be controversial.
Yeah,
Give me a
same.
little Jake.
Yeah, boy, Savage.
Controversial. You're always controversial. Get out of here. No, let me switch things up and be controversial.
Let me see.
Uh-oh.
So Macho moves on.
Macho
Yep,
moves on.
Macho moves
Yeah.
on, yeah.
Just put
All
him in
right,
the
next
finals.
up, we have. I'm on some sort of delay. But next up, we have Stone Cold Steve Austin from the 90s versus Triple H from the 90s.
Stone
Austin.
Cold.
So like Stunning Steve
Stone
/
Cold.
Ringmaster / Stone Cold
All of them.
and Pedigree Blue Blood
Ringmaster.
Triple H. I'll go with
And
Austin.
Terrorizing.
And Terrorizing, don't forget.
Terrorizing. Jean Paul Levesque.
Terrorize.
I have his autograph somewhere in his book.
Stone Cold.
No idea where it is.
Triple H?
Yeah.
Workout
Oh, yeah?
one?
Yeah, I met him down in
That's cool.
down in Miami, yeah.
Yeah, I have the same
Wow.
one.
Hmm.
Oh, we were probably there. No, you would have probably. How old are you?
What was it, like a book signing or
Huh?
like at an event that you saw him at?
Yeah, how old are you now?
He's a youngin.
28.
Who?
28. So this was like in 2003 or so.
So you were 5?
So that's 17 years. So you were about 11 when you
11.
went. 11 or so.
That was close.
Damn, I'm getting
Yes,
old.
sir.
Mm.
Didn't even know what I was doing with the workout book, but it was Triple H. All right, next up, we have HBK from the 90s versus The Rock from the 90s.
HBK.
HBK.
HBK. HP Shizzle. Damn it. All right. Next up, we have Rick Rude from the 80s versus the Nature Boy Ric Flair from the 80s.
Oh.
Flair.
Nate.
Well, what do you need me for? I'm going to say rude just because.
Just to give him some credit.
That's right.
You gotta be so rude.
Why you got to be so rude?
Right. Wrapping up the round of 32. we have Randy Orton from the 2000s versus from the 2000s. I'm going to go legend killer here, Randy Orton.
I'm going Undertaker.
Come on, Steve. Do the pose.
I'm gonna go Taker.
I know you want to.
I
Taker.
already know Steve's going for Orton.
Who? What's the vote right now?
Me and Arick are
I'm going. I went Taker.
Oh, so that's it.
I got 3 takers.
That's three
it.
takers. Yep. There we go.
Takers. Undertaker. All right, guys, we're going back up now. Sweet 16. We have the American Dream, Dusty Rhodes from the 80s versus Chris Jericho from the 2010s. Again, going with the GOAT, Chris Jericho on this one.
Same.
Jericho.
It's over.
Yep.
Go, Jericho,
Like
go. Go, Jericho, go.
All right. Next up, we have. I hope he gets out in this one. If he
Oh
doesn't,
my God.
we have Bret Hart from the 90s versus the jabroni beating, pie eating, The Rock from the 2000s.
Bret Hart.
Bret Hart.
The Rock, come on.
The Rock.
All right, come on, Tim. It's up to you.
Tim.
Tim, Steve and I are staring at you hard right now.
Keep hope alive.
Whiny Bret. Whiny Bret.
He's not whitey. He signed a contract. The boss said he can't pay you anymore.
Grumpy Brett.
Yes, he could be grumpy.
Yeah.
He wasn't whining. He's got the shaft.
I got screwed, you know,
Every Bret
Tim.
Hart,
I got screwed.
All right.
Damn it. I gotta go. I don't know who I have to go.
Feel like
Come
you should
back.
go with your tag team partner.
Come back to that one. Come back to that one.
Oh, the intrigue.
Let me mull it over for a second.
Yeah,
This is
these are
great
getting
TV
tougher.
now.
I know.
It's great TV.
Well, hey, The Rock even used his move, so you got to go with Bret.
Right?
Shit.
Oh, Canada.
That doesn't help.
No, don't do that.
I gotta go Rock.
Oh my God.
He's gone. Get
Yeah.
out of here.
I got it.
Oh, Tim.
Sorry, Arick. I know.
You're breaking my heart.
Look what The Rock did. Look what The Rock became.
I'm sure
The
we're
Rock.
reading about this soon.
Oh, he is. If he
Well-
watches this, he's gonna bury us all.
Yeah,
Maybe-
wait till we start kayfabe commentaries again.
Maybe Brett could have even been better had he not signed a contract and then had his boss say, "No, I can't pay you anymore. Why don't you go find another job?"
Yeah, then he can go to WCW, get kicked in the head, and have a
Bishop,
stroke.
great creative there.
Yeah,
How it happen's not my fault. It's just that it happened, and The Rock became The Rock. So I gotta go Rock. I'm sorry.
You guys are blaming all that, but Bret's the one that punched Vince, broke his hand, and then had to be out for months or a couple of weeks. And
He
couldn't
should
get
have.
his debut in. That's all
Yeah.
Bret's fault.
Brett's gonna watch the show and go, those three guys right there, I hate them. They suck.
Yeah. Hey, me and AZ, we're for you, Brett.
yeah.
We're
See,
for you.
we stayed loyal.
Loyalty, baby.
This guy and this guy.
Yes.
All right.
All right, guys, we have next Hulk Hogan from the 80s versus Roddy Piper from the 80s.
Hogan.
This is basically Hogan Piper. Hogan.
You gotta go Hogan, man. He was the '80s.
Yeah, I'll go with the money, but he
I
wouldn't
was
have
going to
drawn,
go with
he wouldn't have
Piper,
drawn without
Eric,
Piper.
just to let you know.
He wouldn't have drawn without Piper.
That's true.
All right, next up. Wow, this might be interesting. We have the Undertaker from the '90s versus Hulk Hogan.
Hogan.
I'm gonna go Hulk.
Hogan.
That's 2 Hogans already.
Oh boy.
What's the name of the show, guys? Uh-huh.
Yeah.
You know, when he turned heel, you gotta. He
He redefined the business twice. You gotta go with him.
You gotta go Hogan.
Yeah.
You gotta go Hogan.
Hogan moves on.
Sorry, Taker.
All right, next up, gentlemen. We have Triple H from the 2000s versus, again, I feel like we've seen this matchup like 3 times already. HBK from the 2000s.
Triple H from the 2000s?
I'm going, just in
I'm going
case
Triple H.
anyone is wondering.
I'm going HBK.
Wait, which Triple H was it?
2000s.
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 Peak
Hunter.
Triple H.
Hunter.
Both 2000s. Both of them are 2000s.
Triple H for me.
So it's up to Gil, right?
Yeah, me and you, David, are HBK, and Tim and Steve are Hunter.
Good, at least it ain't on me now.
We'll go Triple H.
All right, Bert, up to you.
No, I said Triple H.
Oh,
Well, I think Dave's a little bit behind, so I don't know if you see me clapping and then you hear it.
Oh. Sorry, I have to. Gotta go with Triple
God.
H.
You
Come
just
the
needed him
game.
to bury another superstar.
Hey.
All right.
Hey, you gonna toss Brett out? Sean's got to go too.
oh.
Sean still has another chance there.
Damn it!
Next up, Eddie Guerrero from the 2000s versus Macho Man from the 80s.
Don't even ask.
Who was
I
it
love Eddie,
again?
but Savage.
Eddie?
Macho from the 80s against Savage. I mean, against Eddie, 2000s.
Oh, Savage.
That's all 3.
Macho Man lives.
Uh-oh.
All right. I think I know. Stone Cold from the 90s versus HBK from the 90s.
Stone
We're
Cold.
going HBK.
I'm going
a
HBK.
good one.
Ringmaster over
HBK.
HBK? Nah.
Damn, that's a good one.
Where was HBK during the Monday Night Wars?
Oh, he was, starting a group called D-Generation X. That kind of kicked off everything.
And then that's my smile. I can't smile anymore.
No, he hurt his back.
No, that was after.
That was 98. So
He did DX after the whole spot.
going into
Yeah.
99. So he pretty much did the whole 90s.
HBK.
And was relevant throughout it. He wasn't a ringmaster.
That was a tough one.
Yeah, I'm
bro.
going to go Sean.
That's
Sean
four.
wins.
He lives.
That's 4 Sean's and 1 Austin.
Yes. I need to find four new guys for the show.
Couldn't put it.
Well,
All
goddamn,
right.
son.
We have Ric Flair from the 80s versus The Undertaker from the 2000s.
Flair.
Nate.
Yeah, I'll go Flair. The 80s Flair.
All right, guys. Down to the Elite 8 now.
Oof.
Wow.
we have Chris Jericho from the 2010s versus The Rock from the 2000s. I'm going Jericho still.
Rock.
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 All right, The Rock.
We'll get there. There you go.
Yeah.
Okay, so we got Rock. Next up, I mean, there's only one man that's going to win this matchup. We have
just
Hulk
lost
Hogan
somebody.
from the 80s versus who? Tim?
We lost him
We
somewhere.
lost him. I'm sure I'll be right back.
Uh-oh.
Well, let's start the vote with
He'll be
Adam.
bouncing on. All right, so like I said, there's only one guy that's going to win this one. It's Hulk Hogan from the 80s versus Hulk Hogan from the 90s. So I can't just hear Hulk Hogan.
I'm gonna go.
I'll go 80s Hogan.
Yeah, 80s. 90s Hogan.
80s
His
or
matches
90s
were
Hogan.
kind of.
That's what, 2 or 3 80s? 3 80s.
3? No, so we don't
Yep.
even need Tim. Poor Tim.
Well, let's let him know he's coming right back on now. Hello.
Sorry.
Ho, ho, ho.
The wife called. I couldn't decline.
Oh. Well, we just
missed
voted
out
80s Hogan over 90s Hogan.
I'm down with that.
All right. Next up, we have Triple H from the 2000s versus Macho Man from the 80s.
He's going all the way, fellas.
I'm going game.
What?
The game.
You're fire.
Wow.
See if you can bury this one.
Fire.
I gotta go Savage.
I'm gonna have to go with Macho Man. Yeah.
All right, Macho Man.
Nice.
Okay. Next up, BK from the 90s versus Ric Flair from the 80s.
Ric Flair.
Flair.
HBK.
That's another rough one.
One of you guys got to go on Flair. Come on.
80s Flair is like untouchable. Match quality promo. He was dominant the whole decade.
80s Flair.
I'll go Flair.
Hey, he made it farther than Brett. That's all I care. All right, guys. Final four time.
Uh-oh.
So we got The Rock from the 2000s versus the Macho Man from the 80s.
I'm not even,
We already know
Guys,
Tim's answer.
My vote.
This is taking way too long, guys.
Did I meant to
Go on,
Bert
Rock.
vote?
Come on.
I'm gonna go Rock.
I'm gonna go Savage.
Woo, let's go. Oh, come on, Steve. Up to you. Think about it. Brett got eliminated because someone voted didn't vote for
Yeah.
him. Voted for The Rock.
Yeah.
He did it for The Rock.
I did it for The Rock.
I'm going to go with the Macho Man, Randy Savage. Oh, yeah.
In the finals, baby. In the finals.
Macho Man moves on.
Wow.
All right, we got next up Hulk Hogan from the 80s versus the Nature Boy Ric Flair from the 80s.
Can I tell you, it's a goddamn travesty that Stone Cold is not in the Final Four. Goddamn travesty. Ridiculous. Who beat Stone
He
Cold?
went up against Stone Cold got beat by one of the Stone Colds got beat by Hogan in the 80s, and then he got beat by, of course, Triple H. I mean, HBK from the '90s.
Get out of here.
So it's understandable.
Bad
He
season,
didn't lose to
Get
some
out of
bum.
here.
He didn't lose to a Bret Hart. It's okay.
Okay, what is it again? Hogan from the
So,
80s, Flair in the 80s?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Flair.
Hogan.
Get out of here,
Hogan.
Flair.
What?
All right, this is it. WrestleMania 5 rematch, baby.
That's crazy.
It's like the
I want to
80s
go
were
Flair,
really-
but I got to go Hogan.
Mega Power is about to explode.
You gotta go Hogan just because cover Sports Illustrated, cartoon,
Thunder Lips.
vitamins, all that crap.
Here it is.
So wait, we're talking about the finals right now?
And let me say
Yeah.
it right now. This is the only guy I'll allow Macho Man to lose to, so I consider this a win. If he's gonna lose, this is the guy he's got to lose to. But you already know my vote for the final, so you guys discuss.
Does
I
80s,
wanna see where the
80s
votes
Hogan
land.
against 80
I'm
Savage?
kind of curious.
I want to hear what Arick has to say.
About Savage Hogan.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna go Savage.
Yes.
Just because
All right, that means I'm throwing my vote to Hogan. Keep this alive.
I'm doing it right now. I'm gonna put it all on AZ.
Oh,
Oh,
You took too long.
let me tell you. Oh yeah.
No, come on. No.
what?
I had to.
I guess he can win in a fantasy world. He can't beat beat him in the ring.
Beat him in the ring.
thank you.
I had
Rigged.
to.
It's rigged. The whole thing was rigged.
This is fake.
Fake news. Fake news.
Jonathan Pye.
It's first.
I wouldn't have cared
So-
if you lost.
So, gentlemen,
Somebody just said Savage way better than Hogan.
Wow.
But whoever you are, you
this
see that it's just coward. The scroller at the bottom. Click the StreamYard link so we know
So we know.
who you are. I think I can go look. Let me look real quick.
Steve's gonna get in this
you
one.
can't hide
This
from
is-
us.
Can't do it.
So, Macho Man wins the Mad.
See, it was right there in the words. Madness. March.
It only makes sense.
Madness.
It's true.
It was Rodriguez.
Oh.
Is that is he the Jimmy Snuka?
No, that was Keith.
That's
That was-
Keith.
Huh?
Oh man.
Don't be upset, Steve. We'll get Austin to win somewhere.
I feel Austin should have made it further.
Oh, he ran into Hogan. That's the only problem.
That's true.
We ran to Hogan and HBK.
HBK, get out of here. He beat HBK.
That's true.
He beat him. He stunned his ass.
Yep.
This-
Stunned him.
Thanks to Mike Tyson with a fast count. With the fastest count in WrestleMania history.
That was too.
Yeah.
But it's still a win.
All right, fellas. I don't
Yep.
know. We got any parting words? We got WrestleMania this week. I don't know what we're gonna do next week. I guess next week we'll discuss WrestleMania and see if it was a complete disaster or if it was some good fun having. We'll figure out another top 5, I guess, or maybe a top 10, or
I got one thing actually.
maybe we'll do a top 5 Austin match.
There was something interesting I saw.
What's that?
What was so
Go ahead,
interesting
Dave.
about Shawn Michaels?
I mean, his whole career, but
Yeah.
no. So I saw something that was about the ratings for last week, and it was showing like if I'm not wrong, it was NXT and then it showed obviously AEW beat NXT this week, but then it showed WrestleMania 30, and somehow that outdid AEW. A pay-per-view from 6 years ago outdid live event for
Nice.
AEW and obviously NXT.
That's weird.
That's no good.
Hey, man,
That is
AEW
that is no
It's probably
bueno.
more because it's probably more general audiences watching that.
Yeah.
Well,
I
I
think
think
so.
also
What was 30?
not having any fans. Not having any fans, I think, plays an effect.
I mean,
into
plus
that.
it's-
Like,
I don't know who's watching that, but you
Mhm.
realize Jericho's playing it off like he's the one who makes the crowd stay home, which I think is hysterical.
yeah,
That is pretty funny.
Yeah,
He's taking credit. So
he cut a promo against his drone. I mean, come on.
yeah, the drone and Matt Hardy's back. So yeah, I mean they're doing their thing. As long as Cody Rhodes' head doesn't get too big, I think it's going to work out pretty good.
I agree with that.
I think they're gonna be good under him and Kenny Omega, best in the world. So I think they're good.
Kenny Omega wouldn't make a tournament ever.
He made the tournament. He was in here.
He looks like my drunk uncle.
How did he even get in the tournament?
How did he get in there?
Yeah,
That guy's terrible.
He's in there.
he's awful.
There's a couple people who voted him in. He's not awful, guys. Come on.
He's
I don't
He's
know.
good.
Something about we talked about the other day. Something about the way he looks, I just don't like.
I just can't get on board. Never could. Go watch the Jim Cornette opinion on him. That sums it up.
I'd like to throw out a quick shout out to Kyle. I just want to say Reese Witherspoon.
Hey, what are the votes on that?
Reese
Let me-
won.
let me-
Didn't she win?
She was losing last time I saw. Hold on, let me.
Watch it. Go to cinesportstalk.com. We're voting on the actress and actresses in our March Madness bracket also. And right now we got Reese Witherspoon versus Sandra Bullock. And if you vote Reese Witherspoon, a guy named Kyle's head will explode off his body. So vote
Oh, you should have told me sooner.
Right. Look, okay, so here are the up to the minute votes. These are a lot closer than some of the other ones have been. So Viola Davis is up by 3 votes over Jessica Chastain right now.
Right.
Steve Carell has taken the lead over Jeff Bridges.
Wow.
He leads him by a couple of votes there. Sandra Bullock is up by 12 votes right now over Reese
Really?
Witherspoon.
Oh, we got to vote these people.
And then one that's causing a lot of controversy in the comments is Robert Downey Jr. is holding a 10-vote lead over Robert De Niro.
Wow, that's ridiculous.
It's the
So
Iron
wait,
Man
wasn't
effect. I'm telling you.
the first round supposed to last until Thursday? Why did he call the Pacino one? I had people go in there to vote.
No. I think he's doing four matchups per day, Monday through Thursday, is what it is.
Darn. Couldn't get the masses. The masses were coming.
Yeah, Ruben, who I don't usually agree with. Ruben and I have opposite ideas most of the time on flicks. He said, in what universe is Robert Downey Jr. a better actor than De Niro? Has he ever given a better performance than De Niro in Raging Bull? I'll wait. And then just...
Dr. Doolittle?
Yeah, right. He said, nobody has... only one possible universe. There's only one possible universe, so that's the Marvel universe, is what I'm assuming there.
He was in back.
So then
to
wait.
school.
So do you think that his good movies overdo his bad movies? Because I mean, De Niro has had some bad ones too.
Yeah, but
Like, is it
I
outweighed,
think
or
if
you have to take that into consideration too. No.
yeah, I just think De Niro is just a better actor. Just overall, he's a better actor.
I do too.
Pacino's a better actor than
He's just better and better stuff.
a certain Tom, but
You got to be kidding me.
I mean, Goodfellas alone, Godfather 2 alone, Raging Bull alone, like right
Raging
there.
Bull.
Yep.
It's like, forget it.
Taxi driver.
Taxi driver, come on, man.
Oof.
Taxi driver, you can't.
Meet the Fockers.
Yeah, I don't get that, Robert.
Meet the parents.
That's not a good bracket.
No.
But Reese had a chance to come back. Everyone vote Reese.
Do it. Vote Reese.
just because I want to see Kyle's face.
Vote Reese.
All right, fellas. Any parting words? What we on an hour and 40 minutes already, and I got to take a shower before I'm essential again. Any parting words?
No, just as we've been saying on all these shows, just stay safe, stay home if you can.
Home.
Don't go out and see a ship that is coming in with hospital beds on it for your ass to be on if you don't get your ass inside.
Exactly.
Don't come to my store. Don't come to my store and walk around my store for 20 minutes and buy one small frozen dinner. Don't do it.
Don't do it. Stay home.
Stay home.
No, but Dave, I was referring to what they in New York when they were bringing that
Bringing the
ship
Navy ship
over, and they like a herd of New Yorkers are just out there.
Yeah,
no, I love that's where my heart is, but that was pretty dumb.
Oh no, we're a dumb city. We're a dumb city. I'll be the first.
We're a dumb state.
You're not as dumb as Florida. Never will you be as dumb as Florida.
Yeah, but maybe. But I think Florida's doing a pretty good job with this. No.
No, we had the Spring Breakers. We had the pastor over in Tampa that held two big congregations on Sunday, two days ago Sunday.
We had to have the mayor take down all the basketball hoops and soccer and they have to break things in order for people to stay.
They just won't do it here. They were in the park playing football, basketball, everything up until last week. Last week when I take an afternoon walk around right past the park, and every day football, baseball, basketball, and then the city itself. The city itself still had the park. Number one, the park open. The swim center was still open, and our leadership in Florida is a complete failure.
Well, I'll just say one thing: if you see me on the news for assaulting a homeless person, that's really not me. It's not who I am.
Someone looks like you.
I had to do it, not by choice, but out of necessity. So don't think badly of me.
Essential necessity.
It's like The Walking Dead out there in the morning when you leave this house. It's out of control now. So don't think negative of me. If I'm being drugged in handcuffs on TV, don't think that's really not me.
I think more negative of you voting against Bret Hart.
Oh, yeah. Get over it already. He's grumpy. He's grumpy Bret.
Oh.
Are we wrapping it up, fellas?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
All right.
Yes, sir.
Good show.
We'll figure it out next week then. So,
alrighty.
The boss man. The next big thing.
Stay there.
The bad guy. I am big sexy. Remember, whether you like us or you don't, we're the best thing going today. Woo! Peace out, fellas.
Woo!